Hey, how we doing today? Welcome to Godson King Gilbert III's just motivational, inspirational, educational time on the camera. Hopefully, being that this is my initial video, hopefully throughout my time making these videos that I'm able to give you something that lifts you out of a dark place at times. Something that helps you see life in a more positive light. Maybe some of my experiences, some of my tragedies, some of the ways that I've been able to beat adversities will help you to deal with situations that you may go through in your life. Um, so, if this video doesn't seem so professional or, one of those type of things where, it's not like everybody else's video. Well, this is my first ever video. So, hey, bear with me. Um, Bless me with your patience. And I'll bless you with a little bit of my knowledge and experience and wisdom. And let's see if we both, can attain higher elevations in this thing we call life. All right. Well, I guess first off, let me give you a little bit about myself, which in further and further videos, you'll get to know me a little more. You'll hear more of my story. You know what I mean? Have more of my chronologic, in mind. So today I'm just going to give you the basics and kind of show you how my philosophy has been formed. Well, again, I'm God's son, King Gilbert III. Um, I'm Gilbert III because my grandfather, who unfortunately I was never able to meet, um, is Gilbert the First. My father is Gilbert the Second, not Junior, but Gilbert the Second, and I am Gilbert the Third. Um, and my son is Gilbert the Fourth. That's the Prince. Um, but I was born into a loving family. I'm the first of five children. Mom, dad were married. I was basically a honeymoon baby. I was born 10 months after they were married. Um, House full of love. Just terrifically full of love. I can't say that I had a rough upbringing. I've been truly blessed with what I consider the two greatest parents to ever do it. You know, my life was were terrific. My mom had me spelling my name by the time I was 18 months old. I went into school knowing how to read. Um, Always was very advanced. Um, you know, um, in the earlier years of school, I did very, very well. Um, a religious background. My parents were Jehovah's Witnesses, and they raised me in the Kingdom Hall. I was giving talks where they had to put steps in front of the podium for me to even be able to reach the mic. I'm not quite sure when my first Bible reading was, but I couldn't have been any more than 4 or 5 years old. You know, so that's that part. Um, um, as I said, at school, I did very well in school up until maybe fourth grade. And I don't know why, but I lost interest in it. I probably do know why. I thought I knew everything. um, I at 43 is when I finally, understood that you can't teach somebody that knows everything. And I literally thought I knew everything and can't nobody teach me nothing. So, you know, like I said, fourth grade, I don't want to hear nothing from the teachers. Begin acting out, um, and still, I was a nerd. I wasn't doing too much, bad, until I got to junior high or middle school, as it's called now. Seventh grade, that's when, you know, well, I had always been. I'm from Los Angeles, by the way, but I had always been kind of kind of infatuated with gang culture. I like the way gang members dress. You go to the park, you see gang activities. You go to the laundromat with your mom, you see gang activities. So I always kind of liked, what I saw of the gang lifestyle. I didn't, I wasn't privy to what really goes on. I just saw, these dudes match. You know what I'm saying? This guy has on all blue, this guy has on all red, Look how he's walking. I mean, they literally just kind of, you know, they had an aura of power, you know, if that makes sense. And that was something I always wanted, being that I was, a pretty skinny, frail, timid kid. Um, but around that time is where I started gang banging, and gang banging didn't change me from being a skinny, timid kid. I was still very insecure, still, you know, I was a scared, skinny, timid kid. That's just, I mean, I don't see how else I can explain that to you. But one thing about me, back in the corner, wildcat. I'ma fight something. You know, and there was time where I had to fight something, and I guess as with anything else, the more you do something, the better you get at it. So as time went on, and seeing the dudes that I were around, who I became friends with, talking to them, hearing their mind states and being the impressionable child that I was, and also I have to let you know, very quick learner. I've always been able to learn quick. I've always been able to take something someone else is saying and, I can do it, or the teacher saying something, I'm doing something, if they ask me, I tell them the answer. Just how I always was. So when I'm running with these real life, hardcore gang members, of course that's rubbing off on me. I'm losing that innocence, that timidity. I'm becoming more ingrained into the gang lifestyle. Um, and what came with that. Um, so long story short about that, because that was more than half of my life. I'm 43 now. You're gonna hear a lot about that chapter in my life. So we'll move on. Um, jails, every from juvenile on up to county to penitentiary. You guys are gonna hear all of that. So anyway, I have 3 children by 3 different mothers. And you know, all of them have their levels of crazy, which lets you know that I'm crazy. um, you are what you lay with. Truth hurts, but that is the truth. You are what you lay with. So, you know, um, you know, dealing with them has been a doozy. So now we kind of got my background: a nerd, a gang member. As I said, been to prison, felon, and now we get to the last big part that has kind of really shaped the whole of me. I guess you could say that was the four elements of me, of King Gilbert. I was addicted to crystal methamphetamines. Bad. I'd always smoked weed and started smoking weed, a long time ago, like maybe 12, 13 years old. I'd always drank. My father, bless his heart, he didn't mean no harm, but he'd have us throw away his beer cans and beer bottles. And being the mischievous kids me, my brother and sisters were, we down that last little corner out of the can. So, that's not when I started drinking, but that is when I started drinking. So, it is what it is. But crystal meth was a whole nother monster. Between that time, I had, snorted powder before, ecstasy pills, smoked sherm, all that stuff. And thank God I can still throw together a sentence here for you, a sentence you can understand. But that crystal meth was a monster. And it took my life through a doozy. It took my life through, some real tough times. Homelessness. I mean, let me be 100. It wasn't like the homelessness that you think of when you think homelessness. Um, it was technical homelessness. When you don't have your own address, you're homeless. Truth hurts, but that's the truth. When you're living with an old girl, when I, I'm gonna keep it first person. When I was living with an old girl, I was homeless. When I slept on my cousin's couch, I was homeless. When I slept in my auntie's extra bedroom, I was homeless. That's homeless. Period. I can make any excuse about it that I want, but that's homeless. Let's move on. So, crystal meth, played a huge factor in all that. Worst times of my life, you know, and it was something that I allowed to play a big factor in the roughest times of my life. Um, it was a factor in a lot of stuff. I kind of, like I stayed with women I shouldn't have stayed with longer than I should have stayed. Um, I translated some smashing past into took and married. Truth hurts, but I'm gonna give y'all my truth. Period. Um, you know, and don't get me wrong. Do I love them? Yeah, I got kids by them. I married them. You know, be 100. You know, do I consider it? Being a sucker? Not really, because I ain't no pimp. So, I was raised by a mom and dad who was married when I was born and married to this day. So that's what I know. That's what I know to be, healthy, happy. So, for right or wrong, I'm thinking I can change somebody to see the happiness and healthiness in that. And, you have to allow people to be who they are. Lesson numero uno. Allow people to be exactly who they are. You can't change nobody. Much as you may want to, much as you may see the potential in them, they are who they are. The same way as you are who you are. And when you decide to change, you will. And when they decide to change, they will. But it ain't gonna be on your time. Truth hurts, but that's what it is. Anyway, but that led me to where I am today. my room in rehab. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am in a rehabilitation facility in the beginning stages of my recovery. Today makes, hold on, let me count it up. Because I've been late for meetings lately. Kind of, I don't know, like kind of not feeling, groups. I don't like a lot of people because with a lot of people who do a lot of talking comes mistakes and lies and this and that. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. If you have a drug problem, NA is terrific for you. It's basically peer pressure to not do it. They're loving people, they're happy people, and when we do drugs, we need to change the people we hang with. That's just what it is. And to change from people who do the drugs with you to people who encourage you for you, not for no personal gain of their own, to stop, that's who you need to be around. And NA is full of those people. And they have fun. And they happy people. They good looking. Some of them you be like, what drug you were doing, but hey, so don't get it wrong. I'm just one of those people that I don't follow the crowd. I don't care what the crowd doing because I feel like I got to answer to God as an individual. So guess who I'm gonna be? An individual. Period. So that's what it is. But see, I run it. That's the problem with drugs. You get to run in your mouth and forget what you was finna say. Um, what was I finna say? Whatever. Bear with me. If it comes back up, I'll figure it out. But I'm sure whatever it was I was finna say was gonna be true. So it'll come up in another video. It'll come up at another time. But that's where we are today. So that's a little short history of myself. So it's like I got about 2 minutes. I want to keep all these videos, 20 minutes or shorter. So, listen, what you gonna get from me is the uncut truth. No matter how much it hurts me, no matter how much it's kind of embarrassing, that's what you're gonna get from me. Period. Point blank. So, you know what I mean? Hey, hit the like button. Share the video. You know what I mean? As we go along, share the videos. Because you know what I mean? We're gonna learn together, we're gonna grow together. And anytime that I've said something that I've grown or learned something to help me see that different, I'm gonna revisit that and I'm gonna let you know why I was wrong. Now, as you know, it ain't intentional. I'm trying to give you the best that I got. Always will. And that's my promise to you. But if I run into something that I'm wrong about, I'm wrong about it. And I'm gonna let you know about that. But hey, man, like I said, check me out. You know, hopefully I say something that helps you. And I'm sure in y'all comments, y'all gonna say things that help me. Help me put things in a different perspective. So let's learn together, let's grow together, let's get better together. Let's succeed. You know what I mean? Let's reach that mountaintop, you feel me? Let's do this, you feel me? Because I don't care what we doing at this moment. I don't care where we at this moment. I don't care how we feeling at this moment. We are destined to be better than we are today. Let that sink in. I'm gonna say it again. We are destined to be better than we are today. All right? All right. Remember this. We don't always see the light at the end of the tunnel, but there's an end, a light. There's an end to every tunnel. All right? If you're in a dark place, remember that you're gonna see the light again. The tunnel will end. That's all tunnels do. That's my 20 minutes. I done went a little over, but it's my first video. I ain't perfected nothing yet than pressing play and stop on my phone. So hey, my love, my peace, and my blessings to you all. Thanks for watching. Again, hit that like button, share it, let your friends know. Let's all grow. You hear me? All right. One love, peace, and blessings.